So I think we can start the session. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the third day of 2 week FTP. We hope you all are now accustomed to the learning environment. Today we have with us Dr. Nikhil Rajput, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science in Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. Dr. Rajput completed his MTech and PhD in Computer Science from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He is one of the few young faculties to have represented University of Delhi in West College, Scotland, UK, under UK India Education Research Initiative project in 2015. He was also amongst the 19 delegates selected by TAFE, Australian to visit Canberra under Australia India VELT program 2017. His other academic pursuits includes various publications in SCI, SSCI, and Scopus Indexes journals. Dr. Rajput is frequently invited as resource person for training workshop, seminars across colleges and universities in India. Mumbai University, DBS College, RCERT Jaipur, CSA PG College in Sahar, MP, Dolphin PG College Dehradun, Jesus and Mary College, PGDVA College, Mata Sundari College, to name a few. He has convened and coordinated a national FDP both in offline and online mode. Recently, he got a major project of about 48 lakhs from Department of Science and Technology DST. India for building a solution for interactive and immersive framework for cultural heritage sites. We are grateful to Dr. Rajput for promptly accepting our invitation to do a session. We look forward for an enriching learning time with you. Dr. Rajput, over to you, sir.
So NIME is nothing just a visual analytics tool, which is used for data analytics and especially for machine learning and for uh, different kind of analytics which we can perform on our data. So NIME, what is the difference between say NIME, SPSS, and R? Just a few words about that. So NIME is just a drag drop thing. So you don't need to code anything. Just we as we do in case of R. It is what is the difference between SPSS and NIME? That SPSS is a proprietorship software, and there is quite some limitation of SPSS. So you cannot do each and everything. Like for example, if you want to do machine learning analytics on SPSS, it will be quite difficult. There are some packages for that, but it is quite difficult in case of SPSS. And the other thing is SPSS is proprietorship. If you are using it in on your computer, you will have to pay for it, or you will have to use the pirated version of it. So NIME is completely open source. A community, a large number of large communities contributes to this NIME, and it is updated regularly. So NIME is just a visual analytics software which is open source and which can do almost each and every thing that we can do on SPSS or in R. So to use NIME, what you will have to do, just open your Google, type NIME, and click on this. Click on download. Fill your details, basic details, and click on, and just accept this terms and conditions and submit it. Okay, so your download will, so again you will have to choose the operating system. So if you are using Windows, then click on this 64-bit version, or if you're using Linux, or if you're using Mac, then use this link to download it. So choose the operating system according to your need, and then download it. click on this checkbox and click on download. Again, since I have already downloaded it, so I am just after the after you download it, double click on that this name button in your folder, and your name software will be installed. If you find any difficulty, you can take technical help of any people, any person, any technical person in your family or friends. So after this name is downloaded, you just open it, and you will find this kind of screen. I'm just opening a new file. Okay, let me close it and I will open it so that you will see how it looks like. uh, s- uh, if you have installed it, then go to your windows and type 9. Okay, and click on launch. Okay, I think. So this is the screen which you will see after you open it. To start a new project, because we don't want to see this screen and we want to see our own screen. So to start a new project, you will have to click on new. But before that, let's understand these boxes. So this box is NIME Explorer. All the things which you will do, you will find it here. All your folders, all your files, you will see here. This is we will see. We will understand about this later. But what we will have to use is this node repository. So you will see that each and everything can be done through. You will just have to drag an icon, a node from here to this screen, which we call as canvas, and you can perform your analytics. So let me show you demo. So I will just close this.
Hello.
Yes.
I think Nikhil sir, I think we are stuck at NIME Analytics platform Google Chrome page. I think
Okay. So my screen is not visible. Okay.
your screen is visible, but I think it is stuck at
Okay. Okay.
nime.com.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Next
Okay. Okay.
steps.
Okay. Let me just confirm me when it is visible.
Yes,
I
yes.
think it is visible. So I will explain it again. So when you open NIME, you will see this screen. So this is NIME Explorer box. This is node repository, and we are just going to understand these two first, and after that we will understand other boxes. Okay. So this NIME Explorer, all your files and folders will appear here. You will see all your folder, whatever you create, and whatever your file is there. If you import some file, you will see this in this NIME Explorer. And what you will have to use is this node repository. So each and everything you will have to just drag and drop in this portion, which we call as canvas, and we can perform our activities. Let's see few examples before we start. So from this NIME Explorer, I will open a example workflow first, and what we will do, we will try to replicate that example workflow to learn. So just click on this example workflow. If you not able to see this, then what you will have to do, you just click on this button and click on this example workflows. basic examples. Okay, and we will just start with this example, visual analysis of sales data. So just double click on this and you will see these this this on this canvas. So you will see all these notes are there. We will understand and we will just replicate this example so that you can practice it on your own. So what is here? So you will see there is a button called file reader, column filter, row filter, and it is connected with stack chart. It is also connected with color manager and donut chart. So you can see we have used one node to just read a file, and this is the output. So output is connected with this column filter, and in which we just filter few columns. In this case, the columns which has been filtered is country, date, and amount. And again, this is connected with row filter, again which is in which we have excluded rows where countries are unknown, and the output of this row filter is connected with the stack chart. Okay, and this is the our final output file, and again this output is connected with color manager, which is connected with the pie donut chart. Let me show how it looks like, then we will replicate this example so that we can understand more. So to you will see there are three dots here. Three you can compare it to the signal buttons. So this red indicates it is not functional. This yellow indicates that it has been configured, but it has not been executed. It is not in it is not in the final versions. And finally, if this appears to be a green, then it means it is fully functional. So if you click on this and execute, and you will see this green button. So that means ki this is functional now. Again, if you click on this, right click on this and click on execute, again this is functional. And again, if you click on this and execute, so in the same way, right click on this, execute, okay, and right click on this, execute, right click on this, execute. So I have executed all. It is taking some time. 40% has been executed. Okay, it is taking some time. So if you right click on this and you want to see the output, you can see this green button. So we want to see the output looks like. So again, right click on this and click on this interactive chart. Okay, so you can see this is stack chart of this sales data, which has been uh, fed into this file reader. And again, let's see this output of this pie donut chart. Now you can see this is quite an interactive pie chart which has been visualized through this NIME software. All right, so let's replicate this example, and then you can understand uh, how to just analyze your data using NIME. So what I'm going to do, I'm just opening a new canvas, new file. So just go to file and click on new. You can just write, uh, select this one, new NIME filter, click on next. You can rename this file, whatever you want to name it, finish. You will see this is a blank canvas. So now we will just replicate this example. You will see this is in another tab. So what we are going to do, we are just going to replicate this example into this new canvas, and we will see how it works. So let's see, this is a file reader node. So what we will start with, we will use node. So just a few words about this node repository. So this node repository has been categorized into different sections on the basis of their work. So this is IO, that means input output. So all the input output things, to read a file, to write a file, to handle a file. So this section is there, and all the nodes related to input output you will find under this tab. The next is manipulation. So all the manipulations like row filtering, column filtering, and other things, you will find this manipulation tab. Views. So if you want to view visualize the things, then you will see that the box plot is there, per line chart, pie chart. So all the nodes related to just visualization we will find in views. I will just tell about this analytics. So analytics, you have mining tools, statistics tool, mining, you can see their base clustering, dual induction, neural network, and distance calculation. So all the analytics tool you will find under this tab. So these four are enough to get started, and other are some advanced tools which we will explore later. So let's start with our file reader first. So to read a file, I'm just repeating this. Click on this button, click on this read, and you will find different kind of file readers. But for this just we are going to replicate this our visual analytics of sales data this workflow. We will use this file reader, and what you will have to do, you will have to drag this and place it anywhere. Okay, so I'm repeating this. uh, uh, just I will delete this. Click on this IO, click on read, and click on this file reader and drag it and place it here. Okay, so just this is the file reader. You can see this, the red light is there because it has not been configured, or it is not functional. So what you will have to do to make it functional, you will have to just configure it first. So just right click on this, click on configure. So what you will have to do, you will have to connect, you will have to open your that visual sales data here, or any kind of data into this file reader. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to find uh, that file. Let me see. So name folder, let me explain it again. Right click on this to configure it. What you will have to do, right click on it, click on configure, and click on browse. Find that file. So you will have to, if you want to use that sales data, then it is already, if you have installed nime, it is already there on your computer. So go to your C drive, click on program files, and click on nime, and here you will have to uh, just like, configuration, no, sorry, uh, let me find it. Okay, since I not able to exactly visualize, so what I will do, I will just go back to this and I will configure this to find out where that folder is. So it is under data folder. Okay, it's data, and nime workspace. Okay, so nime workspace, the folder name is nime workspace. Configure, C drive, program files, nime, um, nime workspace. Oh, sorry. I think I will have to. No, I think I will use some other data uh, because I'm not able to figure out that folder. So what I'm going to do, I will just download some random file. I will just repeat this again. Go to this IO. We are using this node repository, and the node which we are going to use is this uh, file reader. So drag and drop it here. Now right click on this, click on configure, click on browse C drive, program files. This is a typical process, so you will have to just write it down somewhere if you want to use that sales data. Otherwise, what you can do, you can use your own data to just perform this analysis. So double click on this NIME. Now this NIME workspace is here. So what I have done, this nine, this was a zip file. Earlier it was folder. So if you don't find this folder, just extract it and you will find this folder. So double click on this name. You will find this example workflow. Click on example workflow, basic example, analysis of data. So the file path name is quite long. You can just see this video, or you can just write down the path so that you can use this data and this sales data. Okay, I will repeat this again. Right click on this right click on this file reader, configure, browse C drive, program files, nime, nime workspace, example workflows, basic example. Okay, so this is our data, and now click on OK. So you will see this yellow button. That means this node has been configured. Now we can a file has been this file reader contains a file, that is a CSV file, and we have input that file into this file reader. Now to execute it, as I said it earlier, that if it is green button, then only you will you can say that is it is correctly working. So just right click on this and click on execute button, and if there is no error, you will see this green button. Now this shows that this file reader has been configured and is working properly, because this green signal is there. So red if it has not been configured, yellow if it has been configured but has not been executed, and green if it has been executed. Okay, so you will have to ensure that green color is green signal should be there. Okay, so this first part has been done. That is, we have configured and executed and used this read sales file CSV. Okay, the next node here is column filter. Okay, so column filter, and we will have to select country, date and amount columns. So what we will use this column filter. So for column filter, you will have to go to manipulations, column filter, and this is column filter. So just drag and drop it here. Actually, this is a very simple task which can also be done in SPSS and Excel. But as you know, we just start with a smaller example to understand the software. So if you just compare that, why we are learning this, as this can be done in Excel or SPSS also. But you see, you can do many more things in this NIME. But to understand this, we are just taking a very small example to understand this NIME software. Okay, so this is a column filter node. What you will have to do, this is again you will see this, the red color is there, red signal is there. So what you will have to do, you will have to input some file in this column filter. So what, either you can right click on this and configure, but before that what you will have to do, you will have to connect this. We want that this output of this file reader should act as an input of this column filter. So just drag it here and just connect it with these to connect these node nodes. You will have to just drag. Okay, now you can see this yellow color. That means this column filter has been configured. In it contains a file, and that file is that CSV which has been input in this file reader. Okay, and to execute this, again we will have to configure this because we want to filter few things. So right click on this configure, and you will have to filter. You just go back to this page, country, date and amount. Country, date and amount, you will have to filter these country, date and amount. So configure, so exclude and include. Use this button to transfer all these include part into this part, and we just want to include country, amount and quantity. Okay, I will repeat this again. So we have to country, date and amount, sorry, country, date and amount. We will have to filter these three things: country, date and amount. So right click on this, configure, country, date and amount. So this is include box. So we have included country, date and amount, and we have excluded all other fields. Now click on apply and click on OK. And now right click on this and then click on execute. So it's fine now. You can see those things which you just want to see the output. You can also see this. So right click on this again, and you, if you want to see the filter table, so you can see now there are three fields: country, date and amount. And in the original file reader you will find all the fields. So product, country, date, quantity, amount, card, customer. So all the fields are here in this file reader. And in this column filter, now you can see this filter table contains only these three columns. Okay, so this was about column filter. So file reader takes any file, CSV, Excel or any kind of file, and we have connected this file reader with this column filter, and we have configured this column filter to contain only three columns, that is date, country and amount. Now we will see the next thing. So the next filter is row filter, and here we will have to exclude rows where columns are unknown. So there are some rows in which country contains the country is unknown, the value of country field is unknown. So we will just filter out those rows. Okay, so for again what you will have to do, go to manipulations, now click on row filter, and here it is row filter. So row filter, place it here, connect the output of this column filter into input of this row filter. It is connected, but you can see it is still red color. So you will have to right click on this, click on configure. Now you will see what type of column we will have to select. We will have to select this country. We want to exclude rows by attribute value. We want to exclude all those countries which are unknown. Okay, I'm repeating this again. Right click on this, click on configure, column to test. We want to test country column. We want to exclude rows, all those rows which contains this value, unknown value. Okay, and now click on OK. Now you can see this yellow button. Right click on this and click on execute. It's green, it's working now. If you want to see the value, then click on filtered, Now you will not find any name here which are in this field which contains this value unknown. You will find this value here also. Let's recheck. Let's check it. There are some values. There are some rows which contains this country value as unknown. Okay, so the first is the one. Okay, so this is row filter. Now let's see another part of it. So we have done these three nodes: file reader, column filter, and row filter. Now the output is connected with two kind of charts: a stacked area chart and a pie chart. So we will use this one and this one. So stacked area chart, let's use this. uh, Stacked area chart. So go to views, and so you will find there are two kind of visualization. One is JavaScript based and one is local swing. Okay, so let's recheck it. This I will show. I will just let you know what is the difference between these two. But I think it is the Java one. So where to find this? I will repeat this step again. Go to views, click on JavaScript and stacked area chart. So drag this and place it here. Stacked area chart. Connect this with this one. Okay. Again, this is yellow colored. So right click on this configure, and on which value you want to see the chart, you can select it from here. So country, date, and amount. So suppose amount, I leave it as it is, amount. So you want to see the area, stacked area chart of this amount field, then click on OK. Right click on it, execute and open views. So if you want to execute and you don't want to see the output right now, then click on this one. And if you want to execute as well as see the output right now, then click on this button. So right click on this, and you will see this is stacked area chart. I think this is not just like that. So stacked area chart is here. Okay, it's not just like this. So I think let's check what type of value it has taken. So right click on this. Okay, so choose column. For x-axis is date, and the value has been selected too. So we will have to change the x value. Right click on this, configure. So in the x column we want to select date, and in the y column we want to put as a the field as amount. So click on OK. Now right click on this, click and open views. Now you can see this chart is there. Okay, so this is tagged area chart, and that's it. So we have just done the first part of this. Let's complete this by choosing these two nodes again. So here there are two nodes, pie donut chart. Why this color manage is there? Because by default pie donut chart just displays a black and white pie chart, and if you want it to be a colorful pie chart, then we will have to use this color manager. Let's use this pie chart, and then we will see what is the difference if we don't include this color manager. So we will use this pie donut chart only for now. So pie donut chart is there, where you can find it in views, JavaScript, and pie donut chart. So drag it and place it here. Now click on this and connect it with this one. Okay, so this is again yellow color. Right click on this, configure, and choose the column. So suppose if we choose this country and click on OK, execute and open views. Okay, so the default is again, so this is I think the new version contains a colorful image, but you cannot change the default color. Okay, and if you want that, you should have the option of these color combination, then you can use this color map image. So what we are going to use, we will delete this node, and we will include uh, that color map. Views, color manager. Okay, in properties you will find color manager. So color manager connected this one, and now we will again drag and drop this pie donut chart, connect it with this. Right click on this, configure. So we have different options. Color, so if you want to change the color setting, you can, you have different options. Okay, so there are other options also, you can explore this, but for now you can choose any color option. So the difference between directly using pie donut chart in the new version of NIME is you don't have the choice of colors. There will be a default color, and with this color manager you have a choice of choosing the color for different fields. So let me configure this again and choose this field as country. Since pie chart contains only one value, so that's it. Let's execute these two. Execute, and right click on this, execute and open views. Okay, now you can see this pie chart is here, and that's it. So you can see we have just replicated this whole example.
Sorry, Nikhil sir.
Hmm.
I think the pie chart is overlapping your window, so so we cannot see the pie chart or the graph exactly.
Oh, okay. So overlapping the window, that means okay. So yeah, there's I think problem with my, because in sharing I think this sharing option. Okay, let me recheck my sharing option, because in this case I can share only one window. I don't know why this is happening. Earlier there was option in which we could share the whole screen, but that option is not here. Let me check it again. Okay, you can just practice and you will see that because I will have to switch my screen to show. Okay, let me switch my screen between those windows, so I will also show the output. So what I'm going to do, just right click on this, and if you want to see, then if you have already executed, now you will have to click on this interactive view grouped pie chart, and I think you are not able to see this pie chart, so I will switch to my switch again. I will have to stop sharing, and so now you can see this. So this is pie chart, and this is interactive pie chart, uh, and that's it. So you can see we have just replicated uh, the whole example, and call it as, I will switch back to my original name screen. So we call it as workflow. So this is a workflow. Now again, the difference, I will compare it with SPSS, Excel, and then R. So what is the difference in how it is different from R? You don't need to code anything. You need to just drag and drop all the things. However, I will recommend that R should be used widely. But if you want to do a basic analytics, and you can use R as well as NIME for different kind of analytics. So R is more powerful, no doubt about that. But if you don't want to code and you just want to go for some basic analytics just by dragging and dropping things, you should go for this NIME. And how it is different from SPSS? So in SPSS, you cannot. First thing, it is not open source. You will have to pay for it, or you will have to use a pirated version of it, or a student version of it, which is a trial version for, say, I think 13 or 14 days. uh, and other thing is that you cannot if you want to share the whole process, whatever you have done on SPSS, you cannot share it with your colleagues, or you cannot save it. Okay, so it's a one time process. If you have analyzed anything, you get the output, and if you want to repeat it again, the whole process, you will have to do it again and again. But in this case, you can see, you have if you have just uh, created a workflow diagram, you can save it and you can transfer it to your colleagues, so that they can replicate this, or they can manipulate this, or they can modify it. So saving it and sharing it, the sharing part is powerful. It is more better than the SPSS or Excel. Okay, so it needs some practice. You will have to just through some examples and some basic practice things, and you will find it quite easier than the other softwares. Okay, let me show a few more things about NIME. Then what we can do, we will switch to OpenDefine again. Now my OpenDefine is working, so I will come back to my OpenDefine. Now you see there are different things. First, again, I will spend few minutes in this node repository thing. So you see this IO collection. There is read. So if you want to read an Excel file, you can use this XLS. If you just want to don't know exactly what type of file is that, like it is CSV or TSV or any other kind of format, then you can try this file reader. Otherwise, you can use this CSV reader if you are sure about that the file is a pure CSV file. Then use this one. Others we can skip for now, but these are the three readers which we generally use: Excel reader, file reader, and CSV reader. It's better to use file reader if you are not sure about that file format. So file reader is there to read a file, to take the file as an input. So this node is for that. Now after reading the file, what you can use few manipulation softwares, manipulation nodes. So column filter is there, binning, if you want to bin, compare that bin file. I think you will learn about bins later in few other lectures. Split and combine. Again, row filters are there, row operations are there. So row have a filter option, transform, group by, partitioning, pivoting, rank, row sampling, equal size sampling. So different kind of things are available for row operations. uh, for again, so these two are basically used. So you don't need to go for each and every nodes. This file, in this case, file reader. Here in manipulations, You can use filter or split or combine. These three are sufficient to learn: filter, splits, and transform. And in case of row, filter, transform, these two are widely used. And in case of views, so let's see what is the difference between these two kind of visualization. JavaScript is there, and there is a called local swing. So both, you will find there are visualization tools in JavaScript also, and you will find there are visualization in local swing also. So this is local and this is JavaScript based. So JavaScript based is if you want to generate an interactive chart, which you cannot print, you can just display it. So if you are making a presentation, or if you want to show it in your class or any kind of session, so you can go for JavaScript, which creates an interactive charts. So as you see, this is stack chart. I will show stack chart again uh, by sharing this screen. So see, this is stack chart. I will have to switch my screen to show you. Let it open first. Okay. I think there's again few some technical glitches. So you see, if you want to display your stack chart, you can practice it on your own. I think it will work fine on your computer. So if you want to show this in a presentation, so you can use this stacked area chart JavaScript version. But if you want to copy and paste it in, say, your research article, or if you want to take a printout of it, then you should use this local swing. Okay, let me use some local swing. So suppose this line plot is here. I will drag and drop it here. I will connect it with this line plot. So you see the difference between this is a line plot local and these are JavaScript charts. So line plot, right click on this, configure, and that's it. I think there's only one field, so it have selected that row filter and execute and open views. Okay, I will have to switch my screen so that you can see this. I think this is so. This is, chart is here. Line chart is there. Now, if you want to save it, or if you want to use it in your Word file or any other file, so you can export this in a PNG or SVG format and save it, and you can use it in your research article or any other. Okay. You can make some changes: color, missing values, default settings. So you can make some few changes in here, and you can save it and use it in your Word file or any other file. Okay, so let me come back to my original screen. Okay, so in this way, I am repeating this again. If you want to show anything in your presentation, okay, so in that case, you will have to use this JavaScript version of charts and plots, okay, for presentation. And if you want to use it for say in your Word file or any other file, then you should use this local swing version of charts. Okay. There are few other charts also. You can install it if you don't find in this list. I think almost most of widely used chart graph are here, but you can install more graphs by installing an add-on. All right, so this was the basic introduction of this NIME. I will just talk about this analytics part. So in analytics, you can see this mining is there. So Bayes, naive Bayes predictor, clustering, uh, neural network. I will not cover this because it required some statistical knowledge, and I think you will learn it in the in next few lectures. So after that, you can come back and you can try these mining tools, and you can use this statistical tool also. So hypothesis testing, Cronbach alpha, rank correlation statistics, crosstab. So all these things are there, which I think you can also do in this SPSS, but there are different things here. And especially you will find this in mining tool, you will find some machine learning tools also, like SVM. If you want to apply this SVM and logistic regression, and there are other classifiers also, k nearest neighbor. So these are the machine learning tools which you can use for your data analysis. Okay, so these are the advanced tools which can be used to get more insight of your data. All right, so this was basics introduction to this NIME, and you can save this workflow. uh, uh, just ex- just a second.
Are you? Me? Hello? Hello? Nikhil sir?
Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, sir. You're audible now. I think your voice was not. I
Okay,
think
okay,
it
okay.
was muted before.
Okay, okay, okay. I will repeat it again. Okay, so just I was telling about the next example. So you will see in the basic examples, building a simple classifier. If you double click on this, there's another example which is a bit of machine learning. I think most of you are not aware about machine learning thing. If you are aware that, then there's a thing called classification problem, in which we just divide data into two parts. So this is partitioning, and we train a few part of data, say 80% of data we use to for training purpose, and after that we use 20% of data for testing. So this is a machine learning problem, and you can see this example is there, but I think we should not go for this. But you can find there other examples. So what you will have to do, if you will have to practice it by just clicking on this local machine basic examples. We have learned about this visual sales analysis of sales data. Now you can analyze like retail using association rules for market based analysis. uh, there are other things also, customer segmentation, basic customer segmentation use case. So it's a bit of lengthy topic, and there are different techniques which can be used for analysis of data. But for just, you can start with the basic thing by going through this example. Okay, and that's it. I think I should stop it before I can take few queries if it's there, because I cannot see queries. If Ravinder, Ashish sir, you are able to see queries, if there are any, they
Uh,
can, then I can take it.
yeah,
Sorry, because there was so many glitches today. Sorry for that. I will then switch to Open Define if there is any query.
Thank you for the session, sir. Yes, we do have two fundamental questions which you have already discussed, but participants wants to know once again. So
Hmm.
one is that is NIME suitable for larger set of data, and another one is that why should we use NIME when we have Excel to make line charts?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's a good question, and I just want to answer this. So I will repeat, since I have said this, why we should use NIME and not Excel or SPSS. So what is the difference? Can you go for some machine learning tools in Excel? The answer is no. It has quite some limitation. And can you go for big data analytics in Excel? The answer is again no. uh, you have a few kind of analytics in Excel, but you cannot go for analysis of, say, very very big data. So in NIME, the big data analysis is possible. Since we have used a very basic example of this analytics which can be done in any software, so this example you can replicate this in Excel also, you can do this in R also, you can do this in SPSS also. So there's no difference if you are considering this example to just measure the power of NIME. So the difference is this one. So if you are using these tools like uh, this kind of analysis, so as say suppose SVM, so if you want to use support vector machine for your data analysis, so I think it is quite difficult to perform it in Excel or say SPSS, but it can be easily done just by dragging and dropping the things here in this canvas, and you can perform support vector machine based classification on your data. So there are other tools also, and even you can install few more tools. So suppose if you go to this install NIME extension, then you have different options. So you can say big data extension. So if you want to just go for big data analysis, then you install this extension: bioinformatics, chem informatics, image analysis, uh, and different extensions are there. So even you can go for different extensions if you don't find anything. However, it is there in Excel or in SPSS also, but it has again limitation. Excel cannot do most of the things which can be done in NIME, and SPSS, it is again a powerful, but there are again some limitations that you cannot transfer anything like workflow from one computer to, or from one person to another. So there is limitation, and NIME has been used widely worldwide because of its simplicity. Visual analytics, we call it that visual analytics. You can see what is happening. You cannot see exactly as a workflow in Excel or SPSS, but you can see what is happening. This is a file reader which is used for reading a file. This is column filter which filters columns. This is row filter which filters records row wise. and you can see all the things here. Visual analytics is there. So this is the difference. The second question was about big data analytics. So as I showed, you can even install big data analytics extension to for big data. This is big data extension, and even you can perform big data analysis through these tools also. Okay. I think if there's any other query
Yeah, we
about.
just have one more query. This is Shubhashish Sarkar. He wants to ask that if repeatable work can be performed online, like for loop, can we do that online?
uh, it is I think it contains in these things also. So repeatable means you just have to use more nodes for that. All the nodes, if you connect it properly, all the repeatables for I think you are asking about that for loop and other things which we use in R. So yes, if you are using nodes properly, and if you are just understand the basics of NIME, then you can perform all those tasks which we most of the tasks which we do in R. Okay. I will again switch, and you can, if you want to find some tutorial, because I just have introduced you with this NIME today, but I have not covered most. You can say I have just covered a 5% of NIME today, because it cannot be covered in one session. But if you want to learn more, again, since it's open source, so every tutorial is there, and everything you will find in this nime.com site. So nime.com, if you go to nime.com, and you will find all the documentation and all the things here. So if you want to learn it directly from here, these are the documentation and courses and course material. So everything is open source, and everything is freely available here in the nime.com. And even if you want to see, I will again switch back to my screen. And again, if you want to see more examples, more complicated and tough examples, so you will find these examples on this nime at the rate hub9.com. So if you go to this, you will have to it will connect with internet with this hub.9.com, and you will find different I think hundreds of examples are there. So it's quite easy if you want to learn anything. So suppose if you want to learn dimensionality reduction problem, then you can just double click on this, and you can see this example how it is working, and you can learn exactly. Suppose you want to see that k means and what is silhouette coefficient, then you just double click on this, and even you can learn about this k means through this nime. So since it is visualization tool, you can see and you can learn from this also. So this is the beauty of nime, that you can see each and every step, and you can see each the data at every step, and you can learn basic concepts also through this nime. Okay. So this was about that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we also have, this is the last question for the session. We also have many curious participants wanting to know the relationship between or the difference between NIME and Python.
Okay. So Python is again typed language, so you need coding knowledge for that. And nime is, you don't need to code anything, you just need to drag and drop nodes, and you will have to understand how to use nodes. So if you are not comfortable with coding thing, and still you want to do data analysis, or say big data analysis, or you want to use machine learning for your data analysis, so and you don't want to code, then you should use nime. And if you are comfortable with code, and especially, and again there is the difference between R and Python. So R is basically for mainly for statistical analysis, and Python is superior if you want to use deep learning or machine learning for your data. So you can choose between Python and R if you are a coder, if you are comfortable with coding. And if you think that you are not a good coder and you find it difficult to learn coding, So you can switch to Nime, or there are other softwares also, but there are paid, so like Tableau and other. There are other also. So Nime is open source. It's free, and there are hundreds of node repository, and there are different extensions also, and almost all the things which can be done in R or SPSS or say Python, most of the things, I will not say everything. It is more powerful than SPSS. There's no doubt about this. It is more powerful than Excel. But we cannot compare it with Python or R, because since Python and R are also open source based, and there is a large community which contributes to it, so it always grows. So again, my answer is, if you are not comfortable with coding, then you should use Nime, and if you are comfortable with coding, then you should R or Python. And if you just want to you want your data analytics more towards machine learning thing, then you should use Python. Otherwise, R is quite good software, quite good package for data analysis and statistical analysis. Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Rajput, for this session. We hope that no non-coders like me, NIME is quite a sustainable alternative. And we understand that technology can be tricky sometimes, so it's okay for the technical glitches. Participants, please note that this lecture is going to be available on the portal, so you can go back as much as you want and resolve your queries. And if any of the queries persist, you can anytime write in the discussion forum. We'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you, Dr. Rajput, for the session.